up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Once again, it is Wednesday. It is 6 o'clock Eastern Time. It's time for the Hit the Pick Founders Show, sponsored as always by hitthepick.com, your number one spot for fantastic sports handicapping. Get over there right now, hitthepick.com. Check out all the great deals we have, including $25 for your favorite handicapper, 30 days of picks, nonstop action. Get over there and get signed up. I swear to God, that intro music puts me to sleep. We got to talk to our guest today about doing some, maybe he could do a little intro riff for us so I can stay awake with this, get going. But as always, we're joined by, 4/5 of the founders. You know who's not here. He doesn't want to talk about that UFL game, but we got a fantastic lineup here and a very special guest. Let's start with our regulars. You know him, you love him. He's in the closet in Las Vegas. It's Sniper Wes. What up, buddy?
When he says I'm in the closet, he means literally, not figuratively. I'm in the closet.
Hey, man, you do
you. Doing well. No more hockey. Edmonton went down. I was kind of disappointed. I was kind of hoping they'd pull it out, but Florida is just by far the better team. And we got a little bit of basketball left, and then it's CFL and WNBA and MLB for a little while, and then preseason football is not too far away.
Nope. They're at the OTAs, man. Rookies are checking in, having some fun. So it won't be long now. Hey, man, let's talk to the our young fella down there, the pride of Houston, Texas, by way of OHIO. He has many favorite teams, and they all suck. It's Mr. David Delano. What's up, buddy?
I don't know about that, but I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Oh man, living the dream, man. I enjoyed the 72 hours of spring we had here in Missouri, and now it's summertime. So, I know you guys probably had about the same back in February. So it's a little hot down there in Houston. And of course, our last founder, and last but not least, you know him, you love him, you see him do the NASCAR show with me every Friday at 5:30 Eastern Time, 4:30 Central. Look at that, Tom got the plug in before I even introduced you.
Yeah.
If you're a gamer, you know him as Rye Cape. If you're a sports bettor, you know him better as Tom Macrina. What up, Tommy?
Yeah, not too much. Yeah, I'll tell you what, though, that sports rate music, that'll wake you up. No doubt about it.
I'm telling you, man, the man's a maestro. You know that's Gabe, right? You know that's him.
Oh, I did not. But
Well,
I,
dude,
I see him play the guitar on X.
Yeah, that's just not some rando from Twitter, man. That's the dude right there.
No, I did not know that.
All right, well, we're gonna be anxious to talk a little NBA, wrap up the hockey. No better guy to wrap up the hockey with than our special guest for today. If you are a sports fan, you most likely know this guy. He is on Sirius XM Sports Rage every night from, I don't know, man, 7 to 10, whenever that is. It's the one, the only Gabe Morency. What's up, buddy?
Hey, good to see you guys. Thanks for having me. Let's do this thing.
Thanks for being here, Gabe. I'll start off with you. Get your feelings on the hockey game last night. Is any team from Canada ever going to win another Stanley Cup?
Well, it was pretty anticlimactic last night. It was disappointing because it was a great series. 3 of the first 4 games go to overtime, and it was great hockey. And I don't know what happened to the Edmonton Oilers. I don't know what the exact moment was in which their will got broken, but their will got broken. And they come back from the 3-0 deficit. You figured you'd be able to ride that wave going back home, take a 3-2 series lead. And, they didn't, right? They were terrible at home. They were even worse on the road. The wheels just fell off for them. So that's somewhat surprising that as good as the Oilers were for as long as they were, it just stopped just like that. Now, listen, the Panthers were deeper. The Panthers were better than they were, but I was surprised about how the Oilers, they didn't. Last year, they died on their sword. This year, you know what? They stabbed themselves, right? You know what I mean? Like last year,
Yeah.
You know what? It was a battle. We died on our sword. This year, it was more like just self-inflicted wounds, undisciplined play, bad goaltending, like Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. As the series went on, they started to disappear more. Leon Draisaitl didn't have a single shot on goal last night. They lost as a team. I mean, listen, the Florida Panthers are just a better team. They're a deeper team. And I couldn't help but think going back, listen, everybody always wants to blow everything up all the time, and this team will never win and that. The Oilers are really good. They need to get a little bit better, but Draisaitl and McDavid, they're basically like Stockton and Malone, right? Yeah, you're really good, but the Bulls were better.
Yeah.
And it's just one of these deals right now where the Oilers need to, they have like a million free agents and stuff. So they're going to be able to tweak things. But anybody that pays attention to this, 5 of the last 6 Stanley Cup champion teams are from tax-free states. So it's going to be tough for the Edmonton Oilers to compete for like free agents, right? Like Sam Bennett. And as far as like the whole USA thing and or Canada hasn't won since 1993, it is kind of strange, but really they've only had 6 teams. Now there's 7 Canadian teams. So the deck is kind of stacked against them. What's crazy about that though is a team from Canada won in 86, a team from Canada won in 89, a team from Canada won in like 90, 91, whatever. Like they won all the time in 93. Since Gary Bettman took over as commissioner in 1994, a Canadian team has never won again.
No wonder they cheered him in Florida last night when he arrived with the cup.
Yeah, well, these people, let's be real, they're so stupid and they know so little about hockey that they actually cheer the commissioner. Right? Like Bettman, like
great tradition. You boo the commissioner, right?
Yeah, but they don't know this, right? I mean, they barely know what icing is. Like if the Florida Panthers weren't good, they wouldn't be at the games. But the Panthers are good now. But as far as the whole thing, like, I know Panther fans, I see them talking smack about that. It's like, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but like Sam Bennett, who was the MVP, he's from the same town as Connor McDavid. I hate to break everyone. Like, he's not from Boca Raton, Panther fans.
He's not a Boca native.
No. And the other guy that's really good, like Sam Reinhart, yeah, he's from Vancouver. Not Vancouver, Florida, but Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Paul Maurice, yeah, he's not from Florida, guys. He's from Ontario.
I was going to say, like, that does not sound like a Floridian name.
Yeah, so like whatever, the whole, people in Canada don't really care about that either, to be honest with you. Like people in Canada weren't pulling for the Oilers, right? Because it was a Canadian thing, right? They don't. They all hate each other.
Fair enough. By the way, if you guys...
It's like saying Eagle and Steeler fans to be pulling for each other.
Because they're from the same state.
Like, yeah, we're both from Pennsylvania. It's like, good for you. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean anything.
If you ever want an opportunity to go see a victory parade, head down there to Florida because it's probably going to be like, 150, 175 people.
Yeah. If you're a Panther fan, you'll get a selfie with the cup and you can have a beer with the team.
That's what I'm saying. Wes, were you on the right side of that game last night?
I was on the over every single game. I took the over again. I drank the Kool-Aid and it went under by a half goal, lost by the hook. But I don't, made a lot of money playing the over each game.
Yep.
On a side note, did you guys hear the Stanley Cup just got put on the IL? There's a crack in the Stanley Cup from the party last night.
They broke it on the ice, actually, too. Normally, people will break it off. Yes. The guy with the blonde hair and the white gloves, right? The guy that comes out and stuff. He's made a career of curating the cup. He didn't do it before in the older days, but it got to the point where the players got too crazy with the cup, so they need a babysitter, right? Like people, it's an urban, it's debatable whether somebody took a dump in it on the Howard Stern show or not. They say they did it. They did, though. Like they did. And Pantera, actually, the metal band Pantera, big Dallas Star fans, when Dallas won, they had a big party at Pantera's house, and the cup got pretty effed up pretty good. They were dropping it, and and finally they brought in the babysitters. And to be honest, though, the last straw, the last team, I'm dead serious, it was the Rangers in 1994 when the Rangers won. Like I said, they brought it to the Howard Stern show. They were doing coke out of it and stuff, and they were like, "Come on, guys! Like, we've got to, it's got to be a little bit of restraint here with this cup." So now, but can you imagine how much that dude, that his name's Pritchard, imagine how much this guy's made on the side and stuff from little kickbacks?
Yeah.
Sweet thing.
Like with players that tell him, listen, here's $1,000, get lost for an hour. I'm having sex with 4 hookers with the cup. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Like God knows, the stories with the Stanley Cup.
Man, absolutely. We probably don't know the best ones. We probably never heard the best ones, man. All the stuff.
Oh, I know some of them.
You got some inside there, yeah. Dave, what would you do to the Stanley Cup?
What would I do to the Stanley Cup? I would just hold it up and take pictures with it.
Were you on the right side last night?
I was
wouldn't
on the
drink
right
out of
side.
it.
I wouldn't say I would drink anything out of it after all the things that have
No.
probably been inside.
No, that's the thing. Everybody drinks out of it right away. It's like, yeah, you know,
I would
like,
do.
you know, like they clean it up, I guess. There's a bunch of them, though, to be honest. They have like the real Stanley Cups in the Hall of Fame and all old and like really broken. They have replicas and stuff. They're not dumb, right? I mean, these things get, you know, I think there's like 4 different Stanley Cups, to be honest with you. The one that they gave them is the one that they give the players to get stupid with, but they have a couple other ones that you can't touch.
That's why half the Panthers now have trench mouth this morning because they're all drinking out of that filth.
No, they're
Tommy,
still going hard.
How'd you do on hockey last night?
I actually did well last night. I had Florida's team total over, and I had them on the puck line. Yeah, I just thought it was going to be a blowout.
Okay. Very nice. Very nicely done. So the Stanley Cup.
But I did want to see Canada win one. I was pulling for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even
I
if
think
the Canadians don't.
anybody but Florida. Anybody but a team in
No,
Florida.
people in Canada cared about the 4 nations, right? Remember, the 4 nations this year, because that was actually Team Canada. But Canadians, like the Canadian hockey fans, don't like each other. They're all rivals with each other. Like people in Calgary were celebrating that Edmonton lost. People in Vancouver hate the Oilers. Everybody hates the Leafs. The Canadian fans think they're better than everybody else. Like there's different tiers to this. So there's not any sort of really any united anything. Me personally, I would have as well, Tom, just out of the fact that it bothers me that there's all these cities of like diehard hockey fans that actually live and breathe the game, can name players on different teams and watch games and stuff, and they never win. You know what I mean? Like they never win a Stanley Cup, and you get Vegas rolls in the league and they win, you know, they go to the cup every year. You get people in Florida. They don't know the difference between a beach ball and a hockey puck, right? But hey, we're the best team in the league now. That's what gets me. Like I would rather, like, hell, if the Minnesota Wild won 2 cups in a row, I'd be like, man, I'm happy for the people of Minnesota.
Right.
People of Miami, I don't care. Like you guys, well, they don't care, so why would I care?
Yeah, what are we doing? Miami, Tampa, Dallas, Phoenix.
Tax free. That's what you're doing. Players in the NHL don't want to pay
Well,
tax.
it's state tax free, man, but you still pay hell a lot in property taxes in Florida, same as Dallas. I don't know, man.
That's a fair point.
I guess you make a little bit, but
well, as being in a tax-free state, it does make a difference. I can tell you.
And Delano, imagine if you were making $12 million a year, it would make a bigger difference.
Yeah, it does. Not paying state taxes or city taxes. I mean, you still come out better.
How's your
and like you said, making nowhere close to that, but I've seen the differences.
How's your electric bill, buddy?
How's the electric bill?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in the summer it could be. It's not great. I mean, because think about it though. In the wintertime, I mean, living in Ohio, I guess I've been in 2 different extremes. It's not crazy.
Okay. All right. So close out the Stanley Cup. Now we got the NBA championship. That game goes tonight. Game 6 there in Indianapolis. The
tomorrow, right?
Or tomorrow, rather. Sorry, I've been capping it today. Yeah, it's the Thursday night game. My bad. That's a 6.5 point spread. Oklahoma City is the favorite there. Wes, is it all over?
Yeah, I think it's all over. Well, obviously the line's 6.5. At least last time I looked. Yeah, I think they probably cover it. Obviously the Halliburton injury, that's not good. The calf, that calf injury is always a big thing. I mean, Gabe probably remembers that with the Raptors and Warriors series. Remember Durant? That started with a bad calf before he really got hurt. It's just hard to come back from. It really is. And, with no Halliburton, and if he's out or if he's half of what he normally is, I don't think they stand a chance.
Yeah, I mean, you watched him in the last game, and the thing that he does so well is besides being a good shooter, he attracts a lot of attention on defense. He moves well without the ball, sets picks. The last game, he's just standing in the corner watching the offense run, hoping he can get a shot. So,
yeah,
I got a bad feeling about this one for sure.
Yeah, they are on, they're on the road, but OKC, them and the Cavs, they were two of the best covering teams in the league. They were OKC on the season, including the playoffs, 65-35 against the number. So they do well.
But that was, the last game they played was the first time they covered on the road in the playoffs. Yeah. I think they're going to do 2 in a row. Dave, what do you got?
Well, I think it's over. This actually falls perfect though for my future with the Thunder to win the series 4-2. And also another series obviously has gone over 5.5 games, but I think it's over as well. A lot of times you see during the regular season when these star players are out, you see teams rally behind them, and the favorites a lot of times, the better teams, let their foot off the gas. However, when we're in a situation like this where it's the NBA Finals and it's the Thunder's first chance to win a championship since they've been in Oklahoma City, first time to win a ring for these guys, they're not going to ease up. They want to end it. And whether, Halliburton even tries to go out there or not, I think it's going to hurt the team more if he does. We might see a little bit of a fight from Indiana early on in the first half. I do think that the Pacers are going to come out with some heart and determination, but I think late in that third quarter and that fourth quarter, we're going to see the Thunder pull away and probably win this game by double digits. So I think the Thunder are going to cover this 6.5.
I read a great description of TJ McConnell today. He's like a good third down back where you can count on him. You can flare him out of the backfield, maybe get some tough yards, but he's not a guy that's going to get 25 carries for you. And I think that sums it up pretty well when you put in McConnell for Halliburton. Now, depending on where Halliburton is, you may have to do it anyway. McConnell could be the better player, being more mobile and everything. Tommy, where are you at on this one?
Yeah, I wanted back to Pacers, but I don't think I can. I think the biggest thing about this series is Thunder has been tightening up their defense, and what's happening is that the Pacers are turning the ball over more, and the Thunder take advantage of it, and they score points off the turnovers. Usually Pacers are the team that tries to tire down the other team. Right now, they look like the tired team to me.
Yeah.
So, I like Oklahoma City win this. I think it might be a bloodbath like last night's NHL game was.
I think that's very possible. Gabe, we got a thing called a lone wolf around here. Are you going to be the lone wolf on this game, or are you riding the Thunder with us?
Well, you were talking about Canada and the Stanley Cup. SGA is going to bring the NBA championship to Canada, an MVP season and an NBA championship. I'll say this, though. I wish Halliburton wasn't injured right now, even if he was 100%, he's still inconsistent, right?
Right.
Some games he attacks, some games he disappears. He had 0 points before he got hurt in the last game. But with that being stated, I'm not ready to write off the Pacers completely. I think the Pacers, they're going to throw their best shot here. I don't think their will is broken. I think they're kind of just frustrated. I think they're kind of seeing ghosts a little bit. Oklahoma City just badger you so much defensively. As Tom stated, the turnovers are just happening over and over now. They're a little bit worn out, you can see. But with that being stated, the Oklahoma City Thunder are a completely different team at home than they are on the road. They're 1-8 against the spread on the road in the playoffs, guys, right? They're 5-4 straight up, 1-8 against the spread. They generally play in close games on the road. And the problem with this one is 6.5 sounds high, but it can get away from you quickly. And we saw it the other night where they just ended up winning by 7 in a flash, right? In the last couple of minutes of the game. So I would be a little bit concerned about that. But I would say let's take the Pacers in the first half of this game. I think the Pacers, like I said, I don't think the Pacers, they're not down 3-0, guys. I mean, you guys are talking like, I understand the glumness of it and all that, but with Halliburton injured and the Thunder are going to end up winning, I think, but the championship. But I think the Pacers think, oh, we're done. We can't beat these guys. They're not the Oilers. Like, they haven't been dominated in the same way. Although, listen, and the other thing is, too, will the Thunder have that killer instinct on the road? There's going to be a lot of pressure on them. The trophy's in the building. The hardest game is always the fourth game to win. I think if they win, it's going to be a close game. And you could get backdoored and screwed like you did if you had the Pacers plus 6.5 on Friday, whatever it was. But I'm going to say the Pacers come to play tomorrow night. Give me the Pacers in the first half.
There you go. Ryan, fired up. Beautiful. Beautifully done. Very nice. Hey, I know we got you here for a limited amount of time. Gabe, sell us on the CFL. Tell us why the CFL is a very fun league to bet on and a great chance to make money.
Well, I'm not going to really sell it in the sense that it sells itself. I mean, the league's been around longer than the NFL has been. I mean, point blank. What are we on? You're going to the Super Bowl 60 now, 58 or whatever. It was the 109th Grey Cup last year, right? So the CFL it's withstood the test of time. It's a fun game. It's a fun brand of football. It's very fast paced, right? There's 3 downs instead of 4 downs. The field is a little bit bigger. So teams, you have to be aggressive. And there's a lot of just little nuances to it too that make it an entertaining game. Like there's no fair catches allowed. So you'll get punt returns. You can return, you see the classic kick 6 in Auburn, Alabama years ago, right? With the missed field goal and it was returned for a touchdown. That happens all the time in the CFL. The quality of play, put it this way too, you get what you pay for, right? In sports and in money in the world. If you watch the UFL, right? UFL quarterbacks are making $54,000 a year. Quarterbacks in the CFL are making $750,000 a year. Who do you think is going to be better? Right? Like players in the CFL, they're like NFL backups, or they're right there, but they have, they've got an attitude problem, or they smoke too much weed, or they're just a little bit slow off the line of scrimmage.
Wait, is that a thing?
Right? There's a lot of
too much weed.
Yeah, there's just a lot of little things to why they're in the CFL, but it's a really, really fun league. And from a handicapping perspective too, there's only 4 games a week, right? There's only 9 teams. So you can sort of get into a rhythm and a flow. It doesn't take, you don't have to put 18 hours in to handicap this. There's 4 games a week, right? So you get into a rhythm of this. And if you're a college football fan too, like pretty much every player you'll know, like all the quarterbacks for the most part, right? Like, I mean, look, PJ Walker, put it this way, PJ Walker from Temple, hell, he started games for the Carolina Panthers. He's a backup in the CFL, right? Because he's not as, right? So, like the quality of play is very high. Vernon Adams, former Oregon Duck, is a quarterback. Zach Caleros, longtime Cincinnati Bearcat. So the quarterback play is very good. Fun league. And we love betting on it. But hey, we love betting on the XFL, the UFL and stuff. But the CFL's been around for 110 years for a reason. I'll tell you that.
There you go. And the Grey Cup is what month of the year?
Late November.
Yeah. So you can have some pretty good temperature swings throughout the league. You could start.
You used to, yeah.
100 degrees, and you could finish up with.
Well, that's another thing too. I mean, unlike the Super Bowl, it's going to be in a warm weather, right? The CFL will play anywhere. Like they rotate it in the local cities. But, I'm not a meteorologist, but I can tell you climate change is real. Like Grey Cups when I was a kid, bro, used to be like you'll die of frostbite if you went to the game.
Right.
And like, what I mean? It's literally ice on the field. You can go in a t-shirt now. Like it's just changed. It doesn't get as cold anymore, guys. It just doesn't.
There you go. They should put that in the travel brochures for Canada, man. Not as cold as you think it is.
I could go to like one of these climate debates and stuff like that. They can go all their facts. I'll just give them that. I went to CFL games when I was a kid. Much colder than it is now. Case closed.
There you go. Gabe, before we get out of here, let's talk a little Major League Baseball. Who are you looking at right now? Who you've been riding? What should we be on the lookout for between now and the All-Star break?
Well, for me, the big thing, the news of the day, Major League Baseball, is that the Dodgers just bought the Lakers, which is like, whoa. Like, I mean, number one, it's a shock that Jeannie Buss, you just think of the Lakers and you think of the Buss family.
Right.
She's still going to remain on the chair. She's going to remain on the board, right? So that she's not gone. But the Dodgers will be the majority stakeholders. They're buying the Dodgers are buying the Lakers. So it's like, oh my God, that's like massive news. Like,
Well,
that just sort of blows my mind right there.
what
But
was the price? I just saw the headline. I didn't see a price.
we don't know the price.
Yeah.
yet.
$10 billion.
How much?
$10 billion.
It's
10
60?
billion.
And I guess it's only, but what's the percentage? Because I heard it's only like 60%, right? He doesn't own the Dodgers don't, they own the majority share now, right? Of what the Lakers would be now. So I don't know what they paid. So what are you saying? 10 billion for what? What's 10 billion? The Lakers are valued at 10 billion?
Valuation. Yes, the valuation.
Yeah,
So
okay.
six roughly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Bus didn't sell the entire team, Scott. You know what I mean? But
Right.
Yeah,
she sold the majority. Like the Dodgers have the voting interest now. The Walton guy.
Crazy.
He's got the voting interest. And speaking of the Dodgers, the sky is falling. How come they're not better? I don't know. Aren't they like 16 games over 500 despite all their injuries?
Yeah. They're 16 over 3.5 clear of the Giants right now.
Yeah. So the Dodgers doing just fine. I would say keep your eye on the Blue Jays, even though they stumbled against the Phillies. Big series coming up against the Yankees next week. Speaking of Canada, it's Canada Day. It's like the 4th of July in Canada, and they're playing in Toronto. It's always a big week, a big series when they do that. I think we'll learn a lot actually about the American League East because the Rays right now aren't going away either. But don't forget, guys, the Rays play 49 of their first 57 games at home. The rest of the season, the Rays are on the road for every night pretty much.
Yeah, that's a great point. And they're 7-up. Yankees kind of been fading here lately, just 3-7 over their last 10. They've lost 5 straight. Any reason for concern there, Gabe?
Nah, they do this all the time, the Yankees. They are who they are. I got to be honest. The Yankees are always better than I think they're going to be because I don't think their roster is very good, right? You look at them, it's like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like, they're lucky that the American League East is as flaky as it is, right? I mean, the Rays don't spend money and are playing in a minor league stadium. The Blue Jays are schizophrenic. Like, they'll be dominant for a week and they'll be bad for a week, and then then they'll end up right back at 500 all the time. Can they get over that hump? Tampa are like giving them like Baltimore a disaster. So it's almost by default, guys. But I did bring this up the other night as far as the Major League Baseball is concerned, just looking ahead. Normally, guys, like when you bet like these props, who's going to win the Super Bowl, NFC, AFC? It's generally minus 110, minus 120, right? What conference is going to win? It's generally a pick 'em. And I was thinking about it. We were talking about on Sports Rage the other night about the American League. We were talking about the Yankees. All right, let's say the Tigers are the best team. Are you ready to run in the window, guys, and say the Tigers are ready to win the World Series right now? So long story short here, the National League to win the World Series right now is minus 155. Like, that's how much better the books think the National League is. And I wouldn't disagree. I mean, you're getting the Dodgers, you're getting the Giants, you're getting San Diego, you're getting the Mets, you're getting the Phillies, you're getting the Cubs. Give me the National League to win the World Series.
Yeah, all of a sudden Mets are 17 over, man, and that's the second best record in baseball behind Detroit, who's 20 over right now. So that's great.
The big difference is too, all the teams in the National League spend money.
Yeah.
The team, like, you know what I mean? Like, they try to get better. They have big rosters. They spend money. Look at the American League. They trade. The Red Sox, whatever. They get rid of everybody all the time. Seattle are good because of their pitching staff. They don't really spend money, right? The Central Division, nobody really spends money in that division.
No.
Right? Like, the American League is just sort of mediocre. Let's just call it out for what it is.
All right, that's fair. So, you have any interest in putting money on the American League at a good price?
Well, anything can happen in baseball. We know that, right?
Right. So,
that's why, like, all the Dodgers wins and losses and all these teams, who cares? They're going to get to the playoffs. It's going to be a 5-game series. Anything can happen.
There you go. Very good. Gabe, I know you got to get out of here. Thanks very much for joining us. Tell everybody where we can find you each and every day.
Follow me on X at Sports Rage. I post my links, sportsgrid.com. You can hit where to watch, run a million platforms, and SiriusXM channel 159.
159. There you go. Gabe Morency, everybody. Gabe, thanks very much for being on our show. We appreciate it. And
hey, good stuff. I always appreciate you guys coming on Sports Rage as well. Hit the pick. Let's do it.
Thanks, brother. Take care.
All right. Thanks, Gabe.
Very nice. Good dude. Good dude. A lot of fun. A lot of fun to be on his show, and it was fun to having him on here as well. Wes, let's wrap it up. We'll talk about a little Major League Baseball. You worried about your Dodgers at all?
No, it's just a dress rehearsal. That's basically what every year is with them. Shohei did pitch. He pitched 1 inning and he gave up 1 run. He didn't look that bad though, to be honest with you. And it was San Diego. San Diego's great offense. I will say the Detroit Tigers still have the best offense, well, the best record in baseball. They're 47 wins. A couple teams with 45. But what I love to do on this show every single week is it's all about the money, right? Let's check the money percentages. So your Detroit Tigers plus $1,052 for $100 bettors. And at the bottom of the pack, who do we have?
Colorado.
The Colorado Rockies. They're still minus $2,729 with the Braves. And it is still, the Braves are they're about twice the amount of the Braves, right? So, yeah, the Braves are minus 1709.
You know, there's somebody in Denver. There's at least one person that before this season started, they said, you know what? I think Colorado, this could be their year. I think they're going to be underpriced. I'm going to bet every game.
Yeah.
And they're not worked out. Now they're down $2,000. So,
man, all right. I took them today. I'm on the Rockies. They've been on a roll. They're going for a 4-game win streak here against the Nationals. They're going to sweep them. June hasn't been a bad month for them.
I will say I have taken the Rockies on the road 3 times this season, and they have won twice. So I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, they blasted them last night. They're going to try to do it again tonight. They win. What did they win? 10-6 last night.
10-6. Yep.
Just brutal. Just absolutely brutal. Dave, your Astros made their move a little soon this season. They usually play with themselves there till about the All-Star break and then make their move when Seattle decides to suck. Seattle decided to suck a little bit early, and the Houston Astros have made a nice run, and they're currently 5 games up in the AL West. Any chance anybody else gets warm there and catches Houston, or is it over already?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say is it over because, injuries and things like that can always change. But I like the position that Houston's in the AL West. I mean, getting rid of Bregman and Tucker. I mean, this on paper, this Astros team, not as good as the other ones. But, man, even with injuries that they've dealt with to their pitching staff, Valdez been good enough. Hunter Brown's having a sensational year. I mean, the fact that they're where they are now, and really the offense has not been that great for most of the season. I don't think that anyone's going to catch them. I know that the Angels are so inconsistent. You talk about the Mariners, but I just long-term, I don't believe in the Mariners. So I think that it's definitely Houston's division to win. And as Wes was just mentioning, I mean, they're up there now with money teams too. Number 5 money team in the as well. So it's interesting. I know the National League definitely favored to win it overall, but the top money makers, we've got 5 out of the top 6 money making teams game by game in the American League because they've been undervalued. Although I do think that if you are futures better, I do think that minus 155 would probably be pretty good for the National League because if anybody gets in there other than the Yankees, I mean, the Tigers or Astros get in there, they're probably against the Dodgers. They're going to be a much bigger underdog, so probably a good chance you can hedge your bet.
Yeah, if you like to bet overs in baseball, I'm gonna do a little fun stat here. Yankees lead the American League in runs scored with 370. Two teams are tied for second with 358. One of them is Detroit. Anybody want to guess who the other one is? I'll start with you, Wes. Who's the second highest scoring team in the American League?
I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna say it's kind of crazy, but I'm gonna say the Oakland A's.
Oh,
only because of the stadium they play in. They're going over every single night.
That is out of the box. No, sir. That is they've scored 318. David, got a guess?
Is it the Blue Jays?
It is not. Tom, I'll give you a hint. It's the right division.
Oh, it's in that division, the Rays?
Yeah. No.
Man, at the beginning, remember we did a show where we were doing AL East?
Yep.
Man, I ripped on the Rays. They made me a lot of money.
You said second high. What was the question? You said second highest
Second highest.
team in the American League.
Yankees are 370. Detroit has 358. Another team has 358. Not the Rays. Not the Jays. It's not the A's. Wow, it's not the Gays.
It's your Red Sox.
It is the Red Sox. That is correct. Yeah, Red Sox have scored 358 runs. So why are they only 2 games above 500? Because they've given up 340.
There you go. I did just cash.
Their defense.
Yeah, I did.
They're dead last in
there
earth too.
No,
Yeah, the
without
Red
Devers
Sox
in the
have
lineup,
also committed.
without Devers in the lineup, those runs may
yeah.
take you. Yeah, go ahead.
They've been looking decent.
Yeah, they're
I was going to say they've also committed the most errors too.
Yeah, that checks out as well. So yeah, that's kind of fun. So if you like playing overs, just don't think Fenway Park. Think Boston pretty much every game, depending on who they're playing there. So, all right, very good. Well, guys, that's about a show. We've you can tell as the sports have funneled down. We have no more hockey. We're about out of basketball. We don't have Loud doing the UFL and the indoor soccer report. So yeah, we'll let's talk a little bit about what you're doing this time of year, what you're doing to make money, and why people should buy your picks. Let's start with you, Dave. What are you doing to make money this time of year?
Well, to be honest with you guys, baseball for the most part is usually my biggest money maker. So locking in on that, and also picking spots in the WNBA. We could actually talk about that a little bit because Loud's not here. But there's definitely some opportunities in the WNBA. And one thing about the WNBA, there's not as much not that we give it to the part, but there's not as much pressure for like the high volume of picks, or people aren't expecting as many picks or picks necessarily every day. So you can kind of, pick your spots with the WNBA, and looking forward to football. But for me, mostly, baseball, and also WNBA, and trying to. The thing about this time though, too, when you do have a little bit of a cold stretch, you do feel it a little bit more, because like in October, when you've got like NBA or NBA college basketball, and you've got college football, NFL, baseball, NHL. Sometimes if there's one sport that you're struggling with a little bit, you can be like, okay, I can dial it in more for this one because I'm hot on this. But right now, where so much is on Major League Baseball, where if you run into a bad stretch, you feel it more, because it's like, man, this there's really nothing else to.
Absolutely true. Wes, what are you doing this time of year to make money?
CFL, I am 5-0, believe it or not. Speak of the devil.
Wow.
I know Gabe was talking about it. 5-0 so far in the year. Not a bad start. If you ask me to name any CFL players, he talked about Vernon Adams. I know him. I know Nathan Rourke. I think he's the QB at BC. Don't know too many, but I kind of just use the same algorithms as I do the NFL. Bounce backs, look aheads. Kind of take a look at the numbers, look at revenge, whatnot. It tends to work out. Last year I had a phenomenal CFL season. I was up plus 2,100 for $100 bettors.
Nice.
Don't ask me how. Like I said, last year was the first year I did it, and it's my second year going around, and so far so good. So knock on wood, it's been pretty good. I do WNBA too. My WNBA is treading water right now, to be honest with you, and I'm treading water in MLB. I'm about even on the season there.
Sure.
I had a fantastic NHL playoffs, unbelievable. Something like 65-70%, just an incredible run. And NBA, treading a little bit of water there too. But I picked my spots. But CFL right now, believe it or not, is my bread and butter.
Okay, very good. And people may be surprised. They think that we're professional handicappers. We look at all the games, look at all the teams. I can only speak for myself and maybe Wes, but we're not always the biggest fonts of knowledge about this player was drafted here and came over. That's not where our concern is. Our concern is more about the numbers and what they do in circumstances and things like that. I know when we play trivia and it's some kind of sports category, my team always gets mad about when I don't know, some Houston Oilers quarterback from 1974. Like that's not where I'm at, man. Like if you want to know 7 trends from the Texans, I can tell you that. But I don't know who's playing right guard for him. Tom, are you the same way?
Yeah, I'm actually a pretty good prop player, and yeah, I don't know many of the names who I'm betting on. It's all about the numbers for me,
right?
Matchups, whatnot.
Dude, I've had an unbelievable prop season. By the way, I've been giving out a lot of props for free plays, I'm like 8-0 in the postseason on my NBA props. I don't think I've lost one. And I had Hartenstein under 6.5 last time, and that cash. So, Tom, what are you doing this time of year, man? I know you got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, so WNBA, I'm on a 7-2 run. I don't have anything today. I didn't like the matchup. Baseball, I'm like Wes. I'm treading water, but I catch dogs, so I'm profitable with a losing record or 500 record, whatever you want to say.
Right.
So if you ever see the dog of the day, get it because we cash them.
There you go.
Yeah, I do my NASCAR. I do golf. I'll do some soccer depending on what the leagues are right now. A lot of the tournaments are international, and that's not my strongest.
You're not capping that Liverpool versus Juventus and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's too much. You really don't know who is motivated to play this tournament. They haven't done it since 2000. Yeah, I mean the Europeans really don't care.
You got to have
the United States.
Sometimes you just don't have the bandwidth for everything, man.
Some of these teams, qualifying was a while ago, so some of these teams just aren't as good as they were when they qualified for the tournament.
That's fair. Mm-hmm. That's fair. All right, very good. Once again, guys, thanks very much for stopping by. Make sure you get over there to hitthepick.com. Check out all the great deals, including $25 for 30 days of picks, not just our best bets, but every pick we make for all 30 days. And we've discovered here there's a wide variety. If you like soccer, you go with Tom. If you like a little CFL, Wes is your boy. If you like Major League Baseball, that's Delano's bailiwick. He likes to crush it every year, and working with him for the last several years, I can tell you that is absolutely accurate. He is one of the best baseball handicappers out there. So
don't forget about MASL and UFL too.
Don't forget about MASL and UFL, like everybody else in the world. Don't forget about those because Loud is very good. He's also not a bad baseball handicapper, but his bread is buttered on the side of football. So he's gonna be in his element in about a month, and we expect to see him more often here on the show. So make sure you check us and follow us on all the socials. You can follow us at Hit the Pick on X. You can follow Wes at The Sniper Picks. David Delano is, of course, Get Sports Strong. And Tom Macrina is at Rye Cape, WRY, because RYE would make no sense. So make sure you can check him out there. I'm the Steamroller pretty much anywhere you want to look. That's where you'll find me. Once again, thanks for watching, guys. We do this each and every week, Wednesday afternoon / evening, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central on the Hit the Pick Founders Show. You guys have a great week. Good luck on all of your plays, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.